Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open, it's just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, my brother, have you ever been scared to do something that you truly know you're fucking capable of doing? And let me elaborate on this, because I didn't think that this was going to happen to me, but it did. You see, the other day I hopped on my stunt bike, on the Ninja, the 636. The one that I hadn't ridden in 3+ years, dog. And it felt different. It was a different feel. It was different power. It was a different response that I'm used to. And now what I've been used to is riding the 1000. Like my GSXR 1000, I've been riding that nonstop. And so I was like, yo, I jump back on the 636 like it's no thing. I got this shit. I'm going from a 1000 down to a 600. It ain't no thing. And then I'm sitting there like, yo, what the fuck? I throw my leg over, I go for a ride, I go for a spin. And I was like, yo, why am I nervous? Literally my hands were fucking shaking. I was feeling all rookied out. I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now? I've done this before. I've ridden this bike plenty of times. I know how to wheelie this shit. But then it came time to pull it up. It came time to pop the clutch. It came time to hold the damn fucking wheelie. And the hesitation rolled in, the fear rolled in, the doubt rolled in, the fucking memories of the last time I rode that bike of how I crashed and broke my shoulder in half, my scapula in half. And then that's when it hit me. Yo, this isn't about the bike. This is about the fear that is creeping back into the driver's seat because of what happened. And so when I say that I hadn't ridden this bike in 3+ years, it was because it's true. I crashed on it. I broke my scapula in half. I recovered fully. And then I never jumped back on the Cowie. I let it there and sit in my garage. It was broken. I didn't really care to fix it, especially because I had bought the 1000 shortly before that crash. And then I was like, yo, I got the 1000. I've just been fucking hammering that one out. I've been riding. And I was like, yo, it ain't no thing. And when I got back on the 636, it was a big thing. It really was. And it showed me that fear, it doesn't really mean stop. Straight up. Because most of the time people will feel fear and they're like, oh, no, that's not the way to go. But fear means that you're back in the game, dog. It really does. You see, fear shows up when something matters. And let me break this down for you. If you didn't care, then you wouldn't feel fear. If there was no risk, then guess what? There'd be no fucking growth. Fear is proof that you're stepping back into something real, that you're stepping back into the fucking arena. Because most people will go through an accident like that and they'll fucking sell the bike. They won't get back on it. They'll just fucking be like, you know what? Maybe I'm just better off without it. But nah, fuck that. That is part of who I am. And I just needed to face the fear. And so getting back on that bike, bam, of course the fear was gonna hit. And it did, fucking hard. Starting a new business move, fucking bam, the fear will show up, dog. But when you know that it's gonna show up and you realize that the fear is a good thing because it's showing you a sign of growth, a path that you haven't taken before, a path that most people aren't willing to even fucking take, you're gonna embrace it and you're gonna push forward. Or what about the fear that you get when you're trying to have a tough conversation? And most men won't even admit this. We all feel the fear. We all feel the anxiety. We all feel that shit coming up. And then what happens is that most of us will avoid that conversation. Most of us will turn the other way. Most of us feel the fear hit. And we're like, oh, no, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to do this shit. But dog, that is the point of this. When you feel the fear, notice the pattern and then really ask yourself, am I going to give up because I feel this fear? Or am I going to embrace the fear knowing damn well that this is going to help me thrive, that this is going to help me grow, that this is going to help me level up? Straight up, dog. See, comfort is where skill goes to die. fear is where growth wakes up. And so when I felt the fear of riding the Cowie again, when I went out for a little rip, and yeah, I did a couple wheelies, and I was feeling the fear, I was shaking, I was like, holy shit, like, yo, that shit was real. And it was real because I could fall and I could get hurt again. It was real because I could fucking literally crash the bike that I had just fixed. I still don't have a crash cage on it because the crash cage bent all in, and it actually bent my frame, and I made it work without it, and I still gotta get one. But the fear was real. What I didn't realize is that I was gonna feel the fear. I thought that because I've been riding the 1000 nonstop, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get back on the 600 like it ain't no thing. But I just needed to process the fear. I needed to feel the fear. I needed to embrace the fear. And then I needed to go fucking do it anyway. You see, you're not starting over, brother. What you are doing is that you're redefining your edge. Because if I would have looked at it like, damn, I'm starting all over again and this and that, that's not how it is. Dog, I'm such a better man, stronger mentally, physically, spiritually, in all areas of my life than I was 3 years ago when I had that crash. And so the fear was real that I was feeling, but then I just needed to check myself. Like, feeling like a rookie doesn't mean that I lost it. It means that, yo, I had a fucking big crash. And now I'm leveling up. And I'm facing the fear. And guess what? It only lasted like 1 or 2 rides. It really did. Like, the new bike, and when I say new bike, is I know I hadn't ridden this bike for 3+ years. I was used to the 1000, and now this bike is completely different. It had no inputs, right? The new fuel, it was just relearning the controls. It was just remembering the muscle memory that I had built. I've been riding that bike for fucking years before that crash. And the old skills, they just needed to be revived again. They needed to be waking up. They needed to be transferred over to this new environment, this new man, this new energy that I have. And so of course I was gonna feel the fear. What I didn't realize is that it was gonna be that bad. And most of the times, we give up. Most of the times we feel that fear like, nah, you know what? Maybe this is a sign. Nah, but you know what the fucking sign is? That the fear is showing you that you're about to fucking level up. You see, you hop on different bikes. If you ride, you can really relate to this. Like when you jump from bike to bike to bike, it's all different. Like I've gone on one practice day, ridden the 1000 and then jumped to the Grom, and it ain't no thing because you're jumping from a very powerful bike to a bike that has almost no power. And so there's not that much fear there because you're like, I can overpower this. But if you ride the Grom in the morning, or in the lot in that day, and you're riding in the Grom and you use the controls and then you hop on the 1000, you're gonna feel the fear because it's fucking going from a very little powerful bike to an extremely powerful bike. And so of course the fear is gonna be real because you know you can fuck up and it's gonna damage you. Because the Grom, it takes a lot of input, a lot of brake, a lot of fucking muscle to fucking manhandle and get that little bike up. The 1000 is completely the opposite. Very little throttle, very little brake. You don't barely have to even fucking hammer it up. You just rely on power, and it's completely different. The response is different. The throttle response is different. The balance point is different. The confidence that it isn't automatic anymore because you know that, yo, this bike will fuck me up. And so yeah, I fell off. But yo, that's not regression, dog. That's just a recalibration that you need to do in order to get back on that bike or that life or that trend or that routine that you've been on, right? Like that's not you going back to zero. It's just you sharpening the blade again. And when you realize that you're gonna feel the fear, that you're gonna feel uncomfortable, that you're gonna feel like, oh man, this could really hurt me, then use it to embrace yourself, dog. Feel the fear, embrace the fear, and fucking do it anyway. Because confidence is built through action. It's not built through thinking. I actually will guarantee you that if you think your way through it, you will actually end up overthinking it and you ain't gonna do shit. But if you rely, like look, this was me. I was literally self-talking myself. I was riding the Cowie. I literally pulled over after I'd done a couple wheelies. I was fucking shaking. My breath was like nonstop. And I was like, yo, all right, relax. First of all, I took some deep breaths. I slowed down my breath. I recaught my breath. And then I said a little prayer. I really did. And then I started talking to myself, yo, you've been riding for 30 plus years, dog. Yeah, you had a bad crash, but now you're back. You've been riding the 1000. You've been doing the damn thing. And so, of course, you're going to feel some fear getting back on the bike that hurt you. But guess what? You've been through this. You've been through tougher crashes, and you've came back stronger than ever. And so I literally give myself a little pep talk, and then I went back at it. And guess what? That next time, it wasn't that bad. And then the next time, it wasn't that bad. And then the next time, I was fucking killing it again. I was literally regaining the muscle memory that I had, even not being on that bike for 3 years. And so you think that you're gonna think your way out of fear, and that's bullshit, dog. You literally act your way through the fear. If you think that you're gonna feel the fear and I'm gonna think through it and this and that, and like you will overthink yourself into not doing shit. You gotta literally act on it. You gotta act your way through it. You gotta coach yourself through it, and you're gonna embrace the fear. You gotta feel the fear, and then you gotta go fucking do it anyway, dog. Like, let me break this down for you. Sitting there analyzing is gonna equal to more fear. It really is, because when I pulled over and I was looking at it, and my brain started just spiraling, like started thinking about the crash, and then like all this stuff. Even when I was on a wheelie and I was about to go hit a scrape, and then my body was like, oh, bam, it flashed to like the whole accident, and I was like, nah. Literally had to kill the analysis that was going on because my mind was going on that negative spiral. It really was. Overthinking is going to equal to paralysis. You ain't going to fucking do shit because you're going to keep overthinking this scenario, and you're going to be like, fuck. And so what I did is I went straight into action. And action equals momentum. This is actually the reason why every time I pull out on my bike, and it doesn't matter if I'm on the Grom, it doesn't matter if I'm the 1000, especially on the 1000, I always do it. And I love doing this shit. And now, for sure, now that the Cowie's back, I'm gonna be doing it on the Cowie. As soon as I pull out of my house, and I've said this on here before, the first fucking wheelie that I do was right off the back, pulling out of my complex, straight to balance point to a coaster. Why? Because I want to eliminate the fear immediately. I want to go through action. I want to embrace like the fear. I want to feel the fear, and then I want to act anyway, proving to my mind that I know how to do this. And I can't let it overthink myself into fear that will hold me back. And the reason why I'm telling you is because the times that I don't do that, and I go riding and I don't wheelie and I don't embrace it right away, like you start overthinking the situation, and you literally start wheeling, and you're overthinking. Oh, do I gotta give a little throttle? Oh, wait, don't control. Oh, wait, too much brake. Nah, fuck that. You gotta embrace it. You gotta feel it, and then you gotta act anyway, and that's when you ride the best. When you just fucking embrace it right off the bat. I'm literally giving you what I do when I ride. Straight to coaster, fucking, and I put it down, I'm like, yeah, straight up. Push through the fucking fear, remind myself of what I do through action. Like, you think about the wheelie, you're gonna have hesitation. You're straight up. But you do the wheelie and it equals progress. You do the coaster and it proves to your mind that you got this shit. You pull through the fear. Even if it wasn't perfect, you still nailed it because you moved forward despite feeling the fear that it was gonna tell you, yo, back off. Just go into it slow. Nah, dog, if you've been doing this and you know how to do it and you know who you are, then fucking hammer it out. Hold that bitch wide open. Move forward with it. You see, confidence isn't something that you wait for, dog. Some confidence is something that you earn rep by rep. And if you're not willing to put in the fucking reps, then you're gonna overthink yourself into not doing shit. Straight up. And so my question for you, dog, as we wrap up this episode, is where in your life are you letting fear keep you parked? When you damn well know that you should be moving forward. And my challenge, dog, is that this week, I want you to identify one thing that you've been avoiding because of the fear. And then I wanted you to take the action toward that thing. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if the time feels not right. Just move forward. Fucking do it anyway, brother. You see, fear, it doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you're human. It means that you're alive. It means that you're stepping into something that fucking matters, brother. So don't wait for the fear to go away. Take it with you and ride anyway. Feel the fear, embrace the fear, and go fucking do it anyway. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, claiming victory for every single wide open warrior that's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. Break the chains, step out of the average, and become that badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This Live Wide Open movement isn't just a podcast. This is a mission that God has stamped in my heart, And helping you rise is the purpose I live for. So lock this shit in and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And you have today's message, and let that fire in your chest. And don't you dare keep this shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's hungry for more. Because the truth of the matter is that building a better life for your family is non-fucking negotiable. My brother, you got people who are depending on you. You've got a legacy to create. And those excuses that keep popping up in your mind, they're never going to feed the fucking table. That's why it's time to get up. It's time to lock in. And it's time to get to fucking work, dog. This is your moment. This is your mission. This is your movement. And wide open is the fucking way. Let's go.